How to sell a house that needs repairs. If you found yourself with a property that needs a little bit of repair or a lot of repair, but you really do need to sell that house, there are some options. You've got different choices depending on what your goals are. We can walk through a few of those and some steps you can take to sell your property when you know it needs some repairs. First, this happens all the time. Some people think they can't sell a house because it needs some work or because it needs a lot of work, but people who have inherited a property that needs repair have just lived in a house for a really long time and some of that maintenance has been let go, or maybe they got back a rental property that needs repair. You can sell all of these properties, but you got to make the choices that's going to be right for you depending on what you're trying to get out of it. First, you've got to assess these repairs. Is this just a little bit of paint that needs touched up, or do you have major repairs? Do you need a new roof? Electrical's outdated, plumbing repairs, foundation repairs. These big ticket items, one, are very expensive to fix, and so you need to take that into account before you start moving forward. But now once you've assessed how much or how little repair your property needs, then you want to start thinking about, all right, well, what would all that cost me? Okay, if I've got all these things I need to do, once I fix all these things and I fix them right, done the right way, not just slapping it together with, with a paintbrush and trying to cover things up, what's this house going to be worth then? And how should I go about selling it? If you're in a hurry, you may say, man, I know I need to do these repairs. I know it's going to cost a bunch of money. I really don't have the time. Or maybe you're like, man, I don't want to pour a bunch more money into this property and I'm going to sell it anyway. Okay, so here's where you're going to make a choice. If you want to get into it and you want to do all these repairs, you want to fix the foundation, you want to fix the plumbing, you want to repaint, you want to modernize everything and sell it, you can sell it for more money because you've got a fully finished product. But what happens with a lot of people is they're like, man, I would really like to sell this property, but I don't want to pour a bunch of money into it. I don't want to pour a bunch of time into it. I'm not planning to live here after this. Why do I want to put all this effort to maybe not come out with that much more in the end? If that's the case, then you could definitely look at selling that property as is, and there you get a couple of choices. You could choose to work with a real estate agent. If you feel like having somebody come in, taking photos, trying to put it out on the market and sell it, they're going to take a commission because that's their job and that's how they make a living. Is that going to be best case scenario for you? Are people going to want to see that? Is that something that's going to bring in buyers? I don't know. You know your property and you know how much work it needs. Or you sell it to somebody like an investor. People call us all the time for properties they want to sell as is. Sometimes it's a little bit of repair and sometimes it's a ton of repairs. We'll buy them all. Now, are you going to get the same price you would as if you did all the stuff, fixed it up, sold it, paid the fees, paid the cost of selling a house? No, of course not, right? But it gives you an option to sell it if you need to sell it quickly, if you need to sell it without putting money in to do the repairs. Whatever the reason is for you, maybe you just inherited that property and this isn't something, you need to put this behind you and start a new chapter. You can always sell a house with repairs. You just want to assess what you have and look at what the best option is moving forward for you. If we can do anything to help you, if we can answer any questions, find us on the website, sellmysanantoniohouse.com, or give us a call, 210-201-6644.